Hello everybody, my name is ScootyMan Gaming, and today we are going to be playing some, The Bottom of the Well. Sorry, I just remembering the name there. And, there was a failed attempt at this that actually went over my, recorded limit that I forgot to, cut out. And I didn't know how to cut it actually, because I'm very bad at editing, as I said before in my other videos. But, yeah. No music this time, so I have no fear of being copyrighted. Because last time that was a big thing. I was just like, you don't hear anything, you don't hear anything, until I eventually came to that mute button there. Anyway, so, like I said, it was the very end of the world. Everything I did that day felt the real thing. Oh yeah, and by this time, I chose the Dark Alice before I was just, regular Alice, default Alice. And now I'm a Dark Alice. Anyway. It's important to know that. It's not like I would act in a normal dream. I know it was a dream. Heavy. There was no warning, no build up, nothing. Just between one moment and the next, TV had turned on to the emergency alert system and told us in this way that sounded like it had been recorded in the 60s. Told us we were under attack. Were you alone? Yeah, I just gotten back from the store and was unpacking my groceries. I had a TV on the catch. On to catch the evening news and weather. I was remembering buying a lot of canned food for some reason. Since when do you have more than a spare packet of ramen noodles in your cupboards? Hey, stop underestimating me. Future Dreamy was pretty organized type. Although, Black, I don't know what I was thinking digging through those cans. Definitely paranoid. Anyway, what happened next? Like I said, the TV suddenly turned to the emergency alert system, jacked the volume all the way up, too. I didn't even know they could do that. The broadcast told us we were under attack right now. I need to get to shelter. Oh, yes, son. That we had less than 30 minutes before the bombs hit. Jeez, sounds scary. Of course it does. First, I didn't want to believe it. Switched the channel, but they were all the same. And the sounds started. Tornado sounds, flood sounds, I don't know. And I knew that things were serious. So what'd you do? Well, me being me, I probably would have thought about my options. Not go online to find out what was going on, because, I actually made a joke last time. I did that option before, and it was just like, Facebook still works, and I was like, really, that's the first thing you were gonna do? It was like, go on the Facebook during the end of the world. Anyway. Selfie, end of the world, duck face. Anyway, I need to think about my options. Yeah, that'd probably be me. Okay, so what was your plan? The broadcast kept saying to stay indoors, to keep all the windows, doors, stuff like that. Say we got blocked and fire started or something. I'd get up trapped up there. I didn't feel very safe. And I'd imagine they would hit downtown first, right? Not that you live in the middle of town, but... Right, getting out of town felt like a good idea. They'd attack the cities first. It'd be much safer in a countryside somewhere. Spoken like a true survivor. But why do it alone? Wouldn't it be safer in a group? I thought of that. Could be done with a small group. Or is it realistic of you to think you can stay in the apartment? Realistic? No. Ha! No. TF2 reference. It wasn't like it had been through a lot of apocalypses before. I'm not sure what constitutes realistic. I had enough food in my cupboards to last me a little while, so at least I had that going for me. Oh yeah, and then I had my trusty radio, of course. I tried it, and it worked. It was sending out the same emergency broadcast as the TV, and it called me a Luddite. Yeah, you guys missed that part. I needed to get to this part so I could turn off the volume. But, earlier she called her a Luddite for using her radio and not just going on to, the internet to find out what was going on. You got me there. So, what did you do? Well, this does make sense, so I'll leave town. I have a feeling this is going to prove to be more difficult than just taking the Greyhound, huh? Well, yeah, but I didn't know I had a little time to spare, so I hurried out and... Wait. You didn't leave empty-handed, did you? Alright, yes. I grabbed the biggest bag I had. An honest-to-God hiking bag. I've never owned a hiking bag in my life, but in the dream I did. Okay, what's this? Is it a multi-tool? Interesting. First aid kit, flashlight, radio, food, and food. Wait, why do you have... Is this an Apple Watch? Well, it says GPS watch. So maybe it's like a spin-off version of the Apple Watch. Well, I don't have one, but I heard they're really bad. Like, they don't even work. Oh, they do work, but only if you have certain thing. I don't know what you have to have. Only if you have a certain thing. Anyway, that's good. You terrified? It's not like you were doing camping. It's not like you were going camping. Actually, yes, I would be very terrified in this situation. Because I'd probably go with my cousin Nikki, actually. If I were to leave town, I'd probably go with my cousin Nikki, my mom, and his mom, and a couple other people. That's probably who I'd leave town with, like, assuming it's a zombie apocalypse, so. F word. My hands were shaking the whole time. But I was kind of working on automatic. I even turned the TV off, at least before leaving. So, if you weren't planning on sticking around for the bombs to fall, and you were planning on going to a shelter to hide from them, what exactly was your plan? Well, I needed to get out of downtown area fast. Few options. The streets. Can't imagine. They must have been pretty bad. You live centrally, don't you? Yep. And yeah, the streets were bad. When I got at the front door, it struck me. Accidents everywhere. Gridlocked as far as the eye can see. Panic, bedlam, awful. So, no buses, no metro, and you don't even own a car, correct? That's right. I need to put in that audio clip. That's right. But it had a few options. One was to start walking until I got out of gridlock zone and then steal a car. People were leaving with them with the keys in the ignition, just running away. Okay, sounds awful, unreasonable. Another would be to try to find a car as soon as possible, and then use it as a way to get out of the gridlock. What, like in action movies, a truck or a bus, something smashing through, something like that. There's a third option. I knew that it's not too far away. He's a motorcycle. Be a bit of a long shot, but it might be worth time. I'll try with the motorcycle man, because if he is a motorcycle man, firing a motorcycle man, he recognized me when I approached, and when I tried to introduce myself, he gave me a one look and basically said, "Listen, I don't know who you are, but I'm busy." Oh! 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 Hmm. I don't think it was a power fantasy, not necessarily fantasy at all. I still had to make a choice, and I heard he lost a lot of time. Walk past the worst. People running on the sidewalks. There's only one of those movies, no hope of driving anywhere at any rate. But where was everyone going? Most of them were going home. I think people were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And there you were, running away from home. Once I made a decision, I stuck to it. No matter how much I was filled with doubt, half an hour was nothing. Nothing at all. But luckily, that estimate was completely wrong. Sometimes I'll walk half an hour in the wrong direction just because I stubbornly refuse to believe I'm lost. Let me check the video. No, that's alright. I'll keep going a little bit. I didn't know that was the right direction. But I did try to get wherever I was going fast as possible. I stayed off motor roads, especially roads that I knew led to more metro stations. Not that I was the only one who'd gotten the grand idea. Was there any danger? Like people attacking other people or something? No, I thought it was all going down in the same direction, but then realized that the crowd was heading somewhere I hadn't planned to go. A subway station. What do you do? I helped a few people and ducked and made my way out of there before I was swept too far along, but I did lose precious time. Time, yes, is not the thing you're fighting here. How far were you planning on getting? Well, a lot further than I had gotten at that point. I could practically see my apartment building, but the crowd was slowly thinning its least, and I saw a vehicle in motion. An ambulance weaving between stalled cars with the sirens blaring. What'd you do? find an appropriate car. Kept walking, although I started looking for shelter. Kept walking, trying to get away from danger before I had to stop walking. Well, it didn't say the gridlock stop, but I will appropriate a car. Still not sure how you're ethically justifying this to yourself. I got scared out of my wits and seemed like a good idea at the time. Fair enough, how would you go about it? Well, first I scoped out a good candidate, and I stuck around for a bit to make sure the owner was well and truly gone. Then just went for it, and nothing. I got in, there were no keys. I got out and repeated the telephone. One of the keys. That must have taken a little while, although I didn't want to have to deal with some angry car owner. Anyway, I had a vehicle, and even though streets were still clogged, traffic actually moved by some magic. Roads were actually open? Well, no, everything was still extremely gridlocked, but the cars were at least moving without needing extra nudging. Getting caught on the freeways during explosions doesn't seem like a good time, though. What was your plan? Ooh, these two down here. I wasn't going to stop for anything. Probably like hit by a bomb. You you actually made it that far? How long was it until the bombs actually hit? I'm not entirely sure, but something like 2 hours. I think they hit everywhere else before they hit us. I'm not really sure why. Missile shield? Do we have one of those? Anyway, I know that I was pushing my luck trying to get any further, so I started looking for likely shelter stat. I parked the car and got out. The area soon was mostly filled with single houses, many of them occupied. Some looked empty. I was running out of time, so I thought I'd bang on doors to ask them to let me in. The first house I went up to, well, tried to handle it just open, so I went in. Ha, you're lucky. It was H then. H-E double hockey stick, no. And then what if I hear about Americans and their castle doctrine? It's true. What if there had been someone standing there with a shotgun? I don't know, shotgun to the gut or a nuclear bomb searing off your face. I'm not sure which would be worse. Point is, four walls is better than fair point. So, how did it go? The most important thing was getting to shelter right away from the windows and walls. Bathroom in the center of the house seemed safest. No basement? No basement. What about, like, food and things? Whatever the cupboards contained took me to my shelter. And, of course, tried to protect me as best I could. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5. So the bombs, they actually hit them in the dream? First thing that happened was the windows blew in. I just closed my eyes and pulled my knees and made myself as small as possible. The bombing continued for I don't know how long, but aside from the windows, we seemed to be pretty okay. We? Who's we? Oh, I thought she was saying something about we. Oh, check video time. I swear if I have to do this all over again. Alright, yeah. I think this is a really good place to close. I'll see you guys in the next video. Uh, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this first part. I'm going to do another one tomorrow. I'm going to try to do at least 1 to 2 videos a day. And it's almost tomorrow already, so this technically, I guess, will be my first video for tomorrow. But I'll try to do 1 to 2 videos tomorrow anyway. I'll try whatever I can do. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.